Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk about perfecting the squat and talk to you about what I'm doing to perfect my squat and some of my shortcomings. One of my major shortcomings is that my left side is much more stronger, it's a little bit more mobile in the hip, and my right side is much more tighter, especially in the ankle. So what ends up happening, and the more weight I put on there, the more I'll have a tendency to shift on my left side. Also, when I squat, sometimes I get a little shocking sensation in the middle of my knee. It's just a little kind of a prick in the almost like the quadricep tendon. Sometimes it's in the middle of the kneecap, and so that's one of the reasons why I kind of squat slow, or at least it feels pretty slow. I go down, make sure I feel that bottom position, then I pop back up. Whereas other people will almost dive bomb down and come back up. I know I can go faster, but I'm always afraid of my knees shocking. And if I wrap them up really good, I can squat way faster and get a lot more work done in a shorter period of time. One of the things I'm kind of messing around with is whether I should do a closer stance or a wider stance. Now, if I were to ask myself that question, it would be like, okay, what is your goal, Ryan? And for me, I'm just trying to become stronger and get better at the squat for just me. There's no competition, there's nothing. It's just I want to get better at this movement that I suck at. And when I suck at it, I'm talking about having good torso uprightness. Like I have too much of a forward bend, my thoracic spine is very stiff. I have a lot of sometimes elbow pain when I squat too often because I get too much force on that elbow because my shoulders are too tight. And all I'm doing is I'm just trying to get an idea of the best footing for me. I play with wider, I play with more narrow. I try to stick with narrow because that's where I'm most strongest. When I get narrow, meaning like just a shoulder width or maybe just a little bit outside. When I go a little wider, you tend to rely more on your inner thighs and your butt muscles, and you lose leverage out of your quads. And when you're lifting a lot of weight and you want to go up in weight, you don't want to lose that speed and leverage from your quadriceps when you're trying to increase the reps, the weight you're trying to do. So I'm still trying to find the sweet spot for me. And if you're just learning how to squat or you don't like squatting, that's kind of the thing. That's one of the things that really motivates me about squatting is that I'm always working on my flexibility. I'm always working on other things. That's what's so fascinating about this movement is that because I'm so tight and I'm so stiff, I have this challenge of having to kind of refine my movement, improve my movement capabilities, and just keep working on it. A lot of people don't squat this low because they just don't have the skill for it. And I've only been squatting this low for roughly about a year. I've squatted this low before, but I just don't squat a lot because my back would bother me a lot of the time. And you know what? I just kind of decided to just suck it up and just fucking do it. I mean, my back's actually kind of bothering me today on this workout because of the overhead press video I did because I fucked up 185 pounds pushing over my head and essentially my upper middle back buckled on me. The one thing I do feel pretty good about is that my squat almost feels like my bench, meaning that I can at least squat more than I bench, which is good. Before I couldn't do that. Alright, there's 295. And the shoes that I got, the Olympic lifting shoes, really do make a difference because underneath it's very stiff, it's very tight. The sole is there's no give in it. And it makes it, and the elevated heel makes a big difference in keeping my position with the ankles. So that way I'm not having to turn my feet out or my heels are coming off. Occasionally they do because my imbalances are bad. But what I do like about these shoes is they allow me to really stand. They're a little expensive though, for $150 just to squat. I mean, you have to be pretty passionate about squatting if that's all you're going to do with them. I mean, at least if I did Olympic lifts, they would have a little bit more value. But because I don't do Olympic lifts, they're pretty expensive. At least they're overpriced as of this moment. Especially I don't even do any CrossFit either. Or any Olympic lifting. Here's 315 again. I think this is the second set of 315. I set it down after I did one repetition because I got that shocking pain in my knee. The thing I hate about my movement is I just lean forward so much. So I definitely need to work on my upright torso. So I need to do more front squats, which I hate. Work on my thoracic mobility, which I already know, I just avoid. And I need to stretch my hip flexors. And here is, I want to say this is 325. So I haven't squatted over 315 or actually 335. I actually put the wrong number on here. 335 is what this is. And I haven't squatted this in a while, mainly because of fear. Because my symmetry starts to actually show up the heavier I go. And in this case, you're going to actually see something interesting. It actually doesn't feel too heavy. I feel pretty strong. It's just on this, there's the first rep, the second rep. On the third rep, I almost lose my balance and almost freak out. It was actually kind of scary. I thought I was going to drop the barbell and just throw it behind me. And you can barely tell. It's almost like I regained my balance, but for a split second, I felt I kind of took the wind out of me. So I'm going to show that again in slow motion. All right, here's a 335 set repeated in slow motion, so you can see how my body moves. Looks pretty good up until I cross parallel, and then I have to lean too far forward. Luckily, I have the Olympic shoes, which is definitely helping with my ankle range. And you see my heel come off on my right side. That just basically tells you that I have a lot of weight on my left side. Well, I also wrapped up my knee on this set. So second repetition coming down. It looks pretty good. And I come back up. And I got that little sticking point right there. And a lot of that just has to not be about not being fast enough. I'm just slow. I basically grind through these reps because that's just what I'm working on. Now here's the third repetition. And you'll just see the balance start to lose shape. I lift off right there, and then look at my knee, my left knee. As I come up, that knee will come back just a little bit right there. I lose the balance. I almost get breathless, and then I catch it, and I'm good. And I said, okay, I'm done. And that's what happens. So anyways, hope you enjoyed my video. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. I just keep trying to work on myself, make myself better, make myself stronger, and I hope to inspire you guys to do the same. You know, I was watching Candido's video of Candido Fitness HQ, I think it's called, and man, that dude is so strong. Much props to that guy. He's like repping 405. He's so young too. You know, I'm basically old, 31, 32. Gonna turn 32. But I love this stuff. I'm passionate about weightlifting, and I hope that you can share this passion with me, or this enjoyment of making your body stronger and better. And you can learn from all my problems that I have, and hopefully I inspire you to do the same. So anyways, thanks for watching. Click like, and I appreciate it, and thanks a lot.